All right, 7 o'clock. Let's get started for the Charlton Planning Board, October 1st, 2025. Our first public hearing on the agenda is for GM Properties, the Villages multifamily units, 35 North Main Street. The applicant has requested to continue this meeting until our October 15th, 2025 meeting. And so next on the agenda is any discussion about that? Any updates on that? We're continuing the Villages North Main Street until October 15th.
I make a motion, do we have to?
Yeah.
I make a motion that we
Motion,
accept the continuance to October 15th.
I second the motion.
Excellent. Motion is second. Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes. We'll continue that to October 15th. Next up is discussing a decommissioning bond, future, the bylaws and the future decommissioning bond policy. What we had done at our last meeting was make some draft edits to the decommissioning bond policy. We submitted that with our attorney, had some review internally among this planning board. We then, I understand, are waiting for some comments back from the attorney, especially around review and getting this approved through, I guess, the Mass Attorney General for approval into our bylaws.
Yeah,
Right.
that's ultimately what's voted on the town meeting that the residents of Charlton
Like
Yeah.
fall town
want
meeting?
to. What's that?
Fall town meeting or,
It won't get
No,
on this
we
fall.
can't make it for the
Regular
fall.
town meeting.
I mean, I'm sorry, spring.
The warrant's already out,
Yeah.
so.
Which is fine. So then we'll wait to see what kind of review from our attorney, and then we still have time to make other
Yeah,
edits.
he will be attending our, October 15th meeting.
Perfect. And we have that on the agenda, so that's good. Any other discussion on that topic, bond bylaws? Else we can go to our 710 piece on the agenda, is review the decommissioning bond policy, the bond approval for NextEra Energy at 261 North Sturbridge Road Solar.
Good evening, members of the board, Chris Nolan.
Good evening, Mr. Nolan.
How are you folks?
Yeah, good.
It's 2-2 in case you were wondering.
Riveting update. Yeah. So we have in front of us the decommissioning plan. This one is dated February 2025. Is that the latest edition we have?
I believe it is.
Yep,
I'm-
right.
Yeah, I spoke to to Randy, and he indicated that he'd spoken to council. Our only issue with this is the cash bond up, the cash portion up front, which I understand the council is advised that that's not appropriate. We're looking to put up the bond for the full amount that we discussed it
Yeah.
before,
Yeah.
and go forward from there. Thank you.
Got it. On just one quick, I haven't looked at this in a bit. Remind me about the recycling and scrap value.
I don't remember. To be honest with you, I didn't review it because I thought this was
Yeah.
already cooked.
Yeah, yeah.
I agreed to the value that you even had
Yeah,
in your policy at $100,000 per
right.
megawatt. Agreed to that. It would be really unusual for you to exceed that
Right.
in any way. So
Yeah.
the only issue here, as far as I was understanding, was whether or not it was going to be cash 25%. My understanding is your council is advised that that's not appropriate.
So the dollar amount we have is $640,646 is the agreed upon amount. I
Right.
think we discussed that it would be advantageous for the town to have it in an environmental hazardous waste surety because of Section 8 on the Zurich, where it stated that they would not be held liable if it's anything hazardous, wetland mitigation. It's just a real gray area, so
Yeah.
The price is still the same according, 1 to 3%, just like anybody's insurance. So I think if it was spelled out in that amount, in that way, it would protect us.
Yep, and our bylaws stating and bylaws, the surety is for the decommissioning and for hazardous waste and mitigation of any hazardous waste risks on it. I agree with you. Any other discussion on that, including, I guess we're mentioning here the surety and making sure that the surety bond includes some hazardous waste risk transfer.
I'm sorry about
Yeah,
that.
it has, there are firms that.
Well, we're responsible for what we're responsible for under the law.
Yep, and our
Um,
bylaws have, the
and
surety is there. for
Whatever
hazardous-
we're
yep.
responsible for under the law, we have insurance for, so
Yep.
you please do what you're gonna do. I would appreciate if the board would put this in writing
Yep.
after the decision. Thank you very much.
So I think what we'll do is write up the documentation on including in the surety. There was I think in yours, I remember in your surety bond, it excluded, like it was specific about excluding hazardous waste.
That may be because we have insurance for that purpose. Could you also put in whether or
Right.
not we demonstrate that we have insurance that will cover such risks? Because I don't know that we can get a bond that's
Right.
gonna cover environmental as well. The
Right.
bond is specifically,
Right.
the way that
Those-
the way that these things are structured
Right.
is the bond is for the decommissioning. If you want to put an additional condition on there, please do so as a separate item,
Right.
and we'll show that we have insurance for that.
Right, yeah, it'll,
But insurance will get canceled, could get potentially canceled or changed, and we wouldn't be notified, right?
yeah.
You can also put in there that you
It has
would
to
be
be in the
notified
surety.
you have 30 days notice, and you could take action on that.
Yeah, but it has to be in the
But
surety.
what if we weren't
That's
noticed?
right.
What if they sold it and we weren't notified? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? What if we weren't notified?
Right.
We're obligated to notify you under the terms of the original order
A lot of
within
people
30
are
days.
obligated to do
Well,
that.
whether a lot of people do or not, if we do that, then we're responsible for not notifying you, and then we're
I'd feel
responsible.
more comfortable if it was in the
Yeah.
bond that we
Well,
were
okay,
talking about.
but please, that's why I'd like a written decision on this.
Yeah, I found a company that does environmental surety, so,
The separate company with additional bond, and that would be inappropriate in my opinion, so.
it does,
we-
it's
we'll-
all
we'll
encompassing.
We'll take that up, just make your
Could I
decision,
finish my
please.
statement, please? It's all
Please make your
encompassing,
motion and we'll go.
it's all
get through this.
encompassing it with an environmental surety bond.
Right,
And then if we could have an updated worksheet in case.
I'm not gonna give any
in
updated
case
worksheets,
Attorney
you've got
Nolan-
you've got the
I mean,
material
Mr.
that I've given
Nolan
you.
sues
Yeah.
us.
This is, you're putting my client to unnecessary expense by requesting this, and I think this is specifically what one particular member's
Yeah.
axe to grind on this is. So I would suggest that, please, whatever you're gonna do, put it in writing.
yep,
We're
we'll do,
ready to
Mr.
go
Chair.
fo- we're ready to go
through the
forward
chair,
from here.
please.
please.
Through the years of following solar in town and talking with other towns, with the group we deal with, these are common things. We're all learning about this industry, so it's not unusual to ask. And if Mr. Nolan should follow through with threats and sue us, we need to show that he has it in DC, like our Graves Engineering
Yep.
requested it in
Yep.
DC. So the state, when they see this, they won't think we acted arbitrarily or capriciously, that we have it spelled out,
Yep.
how many panels, the recycling cost of each, and in case things get into the ground, then that's the decommissioning part that we're concerned with, being that we're on 93% wells, so. this is just
Your
come
engineer
through
has
your-
set, pardon me,
Through
I'm
your chair.
speaking.
Through your chair.
Your engineer has specified what he thought was a reasonable number. I think under your bond, or under your bylaw, which of course is controlling here, you are obligated to understand and put that forward. I have also agreed to the number that you have in your illegal, inappropriately adopted number. So as you may do as you wish
Yeah.
at this point, but any additional cost to this beyond $650,000 for this is inappropriate in my opinion, and you can take whatever steps that you would like to take. I'm sure the residents of the town will be very happy that the board has complied with the bylaws as they're written for very good reasons.
We don't have bylaws for dollar amounts, but we do spell it out for everything else. So in
So-
to Mr. Nolan, we have 13,000 people to look out for, not just one company. So we're gonna use this throughout everything else that comes
And they're
before
gonna be
us.
benefited by the fact that they've got solar energy, being served
Please.
to their town.
Yep. Great, I agree. I've heard some of the discussion. I have 3 notes. The surety should include environmental hazards, even if it's a separate surety agreement. Value stated, it has to be in DC. The number of panels has to be updated in the calculations. Those are the main ones. And so if we can have a motion to that effect, we can cover this and document it in writing back to
Please
Mr.
do.
Nolan.
First one,
Including a
environmental.
surety bond that includes environmental hazards.
Or other surety. It doesn't have to be in the same bond, does it?
It doesn't have to be. Yeah.
Please make that part of the motion,
Yeah,
make that
well,
clear.
just the paper will staple it to it, you know.
Surety to include, whether you want to rewrite the surety or get another surety bond, that's fine.
Or an additional surety bond,
Exactly.
Correct.
Or additional surety
which would be insurance, environmental insurance.
bond. For this particular site.
Risk for that particular site, of course.
For this site. yeah.
Absolutely, it's an independent LLC. It
And
has
then-
independent insurance.
The value, the megawatt power value stated in DC, just to make sure, and the number of panels updated in the calculations for decommissioning cost in table 1.
Just so you know, we can't exceed the amount that we've ever agreed to with the power provider. So the number is the number.
The value
It will
of
always be
megawatts.
the number because
Yeah.
they will not
Yep.
accept any more electricity than
And that should be
that.
an easy change. I
It
agree.
is, and as a matter of fact,
Yeah.
we have less panels out there because panels have become more efficient.
Last word. Umbrella.
Yeah, this was just a comment, really. Unreasonable. This is just a comment, not for
Oh,
the
okay.
notes, yeah. So understanding those are the 2 notes that we have, and we'll respond to Mr. Nolan in writing with this. Do we have a motion to put these into our, a motion on,
Do we, are we approving the decommissioning with these,
Stipulations?
I don't think so.
no,
Should we approve it with condition, or?
Well, I mean, those are minor items and they're not gonna affect the surety bond
All right,
itself.
then with
except for,
condition, yeah.
showing it in DC.
So
Yeah.
nothing will be able to, I guess, it won't be able to be turned on until we get that bond and everything, and everything is satisfied, right?
We can't get a CO until we have a bond approved and submitted to the
Yep.
town under your bylaws.
Thank you, good clarification, so, yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
approval with
which is-
conditions.
This should, yeah, condition, the approval and then a condition for those 2 items there.
A conditional approval.
Yeah.
So, I make a motion to approve the decommissioning bond with, with the environmental security bond, and the value stated in DC, number of panels updated and with, to have an update in the calculation.
Yep.
It's actually fewer panels. By the way, will you reduce the amount of the decommissioning bond if I show fewer panels because they're more efficient?
Hold on, let's take care of this motion, and then we can, so we have a motion on the table?
I think we better restate it. Can you restate the motion so we can all clear about
The motion with the conditions
Yeah.
that you have written.
Motion with the 2 conditions.
it? That it's going to include the environmental / hazardous waste mitigation surety
Yeah,
and be stated in DC values.
yeah, just update maybe some of the language, DC values, which may or may not be in the number of panels, if table 1 needs to be updated.
Okay.
Just updated paperwork, you know,
Yeah.
And the
updated.
decision also put that February date, just so we're all on the same page of which version we were approving. That was the latest version.
The
that I had,
February, which,
February 2025 document from,
If I could, April 3rd document from Graves Engineering has the correct megawatts DC
Mhm.
output. The
Yep,
dollar
yep.
amount's still the same,
Yep.
but, so he was also looking for it in April,
yep.
just wasn't me.
So we have a motion on the table. Any other discussion, motion?
a second?
I second the motion.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes, so thank you. We'll document this up. Mr.
All right.
Nolan,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep. Have a good evening. Next on the agenda, public hearing continued for L&B Enterprises LLC at 29 Southbridge Road. We have the site plan in hand, and thank you, gentlemen, for your attendance tonight.
Thank you. Again, my name is Mika Lasla. I'm from the Top Row Land Survey, and the applicant is here as well. At the last previously, we were again hoping to have it potentially in one meeting, but our response letter, when we got the review and our response timeline,
Sorry for the delay. Yeah.
there was some delay that occurred there. We issued a response letter, but subsequent to the meeting, we went out, we did a soil testing, and we made the minor plan edits that Graves had commented on. There was a couple labeling clarifications, soil testing, we had done that end of last week, and we updated the information on the detail. We had reworded, we had put a conditional prior to construction, now, like, well, it's been performed, so we updated that information.
All right, thanks for making those updates.
And we received the latest from Graves. Again, my personal view and feeling is a lot of it is clarification, housekeeping, and opinion, and at the end of the day, does not change the design, what's before you.
Yeah.
And I think some of it is related to the dumpster trash pickup. We had discussed, the applicant had discussed what his intentions were.
Right.
And that's not,
Yeah.
the review engineer, well,
Yeah.
no, that's not that clear. Well, it seemed pretty clear at the hearings,
Yeah.
but he wasn't here for that discussion, so
Right.
I'll give a little bit of grace on that. And then he had missed where we had done a basic label here on the plan. He said, well, that's not enough, and he missed, we had actually incorporated into the detail for the recharge area. So,
Yep. Yep, I've looked through it. It looks like you've covered all the details for Graves Engineering. That's a good review. Thanks for going through all of those things and updating them. Any discussion from the board?
No, Graves, look,
Yeah, it looks good. Looks like a great improvement. It's gonna be a great site. It's gonna be a good facility. Thank you. Yeah,
yeah, and that was, I think, his goal. He was hoping to at least get maybe a foundation in before we do
yeah.
it.
Yeah, right on. Yeah.
Because Conscom's next, and there's an appeal period, so
Yeah.
we're pushing into the end of
I
October.
hear you.
And
All the board members received a copy of the building elevation that was requested at the last meeting, so.
Any plans to put solar on the rooftop? No solar on the old rooftop? Okay, good. I'm good with that. Excellent. Okay, any other discussion or entertain a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the site plan for L&B Enterprises LLC. Are there any conditions or anything?
No, I think they're all covered. There were no conditions
There
that
was,
we.
there was a question about stormwater, but that's really a conservation issue, so.
They're always a condition.
Okay, I make a motion to approve?
Yeah, thank you for the
Second.
motion.
I second the motion.
We have motion, 2 seconds. Any other discussion? If none, all in favor of the approval?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, let's go, right?
Beat the
Yeah,
winter.
we're flying.
Yeah,
It's on the way.
yeah. Good luck with it. You guys are welcome in any time. Update us on the progress if you'd like. I'd love
Thank
to
you.
hear it. Yeah, good luck with it. The next item on the agenda, public hearing for Fabiola Cesar Estevarne, Ponican Hill definitive subdivision has,
Aye.
thank you.
We're still waiting for the same information, so we haven't, the application not ready to be opened,
Yep.
so we're gonna continue to our
Yep.
October 15th meeting.
All right, excellent. Can we have a motion?
I move that we continue the public hearing for Fabiola Cesar Estevan Ponican Hill within the subdivision plan modification to the 10:15 meeting.
Thank you.
I second the motion.
Second, thank you for the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next on the agenda, master plan discussion. At our last meeting, we had a thick pile of documents to review for our master plan. Jane gave us a lot of homework to read through.
Yeah.
Any updates? This is just wide open, so any thoughts on this? If we could summarize.
You think we should wait till the next meeting to actually vote, unless they're ready now, but so Dawn can
Yeah.
participate in the voting?
Sure, good idea. Yeah. Any discussion on it? I know we have a few
Do we
minutes.
have any ballparks as to what it is? I went online and looked in the town of Norton, which has 19,000 people, 190 people participated. Now, I'm going back 2020, and it cost them 100,000. Did it really go up that much? 150
Yeah.
in 5 years?
Yeah,
And
that,
I'll share it with the board later, but we do have additional funding now.
so we have-
But still, it just
That's a
seems like,
ballpark, yeah.
yeah, it seems like
Yeah.
they have a bigger town, and hopefully we have more than 190 people that answer
and
after we're spending all this money.
Well, I
we're
mean-
hoping to get like at least a subcommittee of members, like each, like the
Every
Economic
single
Development
board,
Commission, Recreation, all the different parties to participate, give their 2 cents worth of what
Right.
they would like to see in the master plan, and just regular residents that want to participate in the process, so that we get a well-rounded idea
Right.
of what's going to be in the master
Are
plan.
you talking about like the surveys that are sent out and stuff like that? So what happens is you have such a diverse like group of people. So you're gonna get somebody from every single board. You'll usually get, which brings you all sorts of like.
Actually, we were on it
agents.
together.
Right, right.
Yeah, I was on it for
So
Cape and
long
Hill.
ago. No.
Yeah.
So, right, and then, because we'll ask was every
Yeah.
single board and committee to send somebody, right, to be part of it, I would assume. And then you reach out, I already had a bunch, have people already reached out about like citizens that wanna be on this? So a lot of citizens have already like reached out that want to be part of the committee, so that will be something that will have to be discussed like once we choose. But I think, but
I
I
hope
don't know,
this
it's
will
about forcing people to take, it's about like all of us saying, hey, to our friends and our neighbors, take the survey, like, and
Socialize
pushing
this
it,
whole thing.
Yeah.
having us push it to other people.
It's like town meeting. You don't go to town meeting, you kind of lose your right to
Well,
complain,
that-
because you
and-
should have been there.
Yeah,
And I had
and
that whole-
that's where we'll have to take time to get the word out there on the website, Board of Selectmen meeting, and
We could do it
like
in the library sign.
Facebook or whatever we
Yeah.
can do to let as many people as we can know about.
And
the,
participate in the
you know,
survey, which only-
We had that
opportunity.
open space one recently too,
Yeah.
right?
Like, I think that the participation one, I think it is about all of us finding 10 people, right?
Yeah,
Every
true.
single person in the town hall finding 10, like, that's it. Like, I know that I have like a group of, I have like 20 friends that I say, you need to go and vote for something, and they show up to vote for that thing. Because they, you know, it's like, because it's, I mean, this is important, you should
Yeah.
all vote. So we all have that group of people
Yeah, we
that
do,
only show
right.
up for special, for issues, right, for whatever.
Mhm.
So that's what we'll need to do. I think 190 would be sad.
Yeah, we'll have
Yeah,
to
that would be sad.
take the time and reach out to as many people as we possibly can to.
And
Like,
we
I've
need
asked
this
all
to
the
get
coaches,
grants,
like
correct?
all the coaches and all of the and all the parents that are in all the sports teams. Like their big thing is recreation. Big. Why don't we need fields? We need parking. We need this. And that I would send it to all the coaches and say, send it to all your parents. And this is how we get things. This is how we make
Right.
decisions. Like
Yeah.
this is how we make decisions in our now. We follow the master plan, so we get on. So that's how to do it. And I think if we just are active, we can make it
We
happen.
can make it.
Yeah. And
Set a goal.
I mean, everyone's gonna want, like, senior center, seniors want a senior center, you know, there'll be a list of I want, you know, we try to incorporate what we can in the master plan on.
We can, since Don's not here, we can volunteer him to go like present at the senior center and at the library and stuff, because
Because he's not
you know,
here.
to show his passion for this. But
Okay.
this is exciting.
Yeah,
I've
and
been
we
waiting
need
for
it,
this for
right?
a
We need
while.
it for grants, and it said it's like a roadmap. It's a summary of the history, and then there's like
And it's
8 key points.
Supposed
so-
to be every decision that's made in town by all the boards. It's supposed to go along with this master plan, like in theory, right?
Mhm.
So it is an important document to get
Right.
to take those baby steps to get where we want to be.
Yeah, it also said if you have information in there that someone or people want a particular thing to happen, that's where you take your guidance to do an article for annual town meeting to make that happen. So I thought that was a good point. So if people speak now or forever hold your peace.
You know,
Right.
I think this is the one of the best things, like to participate in this particular master plan.
It's positive. Good.
So,
Okay.
does anybody have any basic? I mean, we obviously won't vote. Don's not here, and I know he put as much detail into this as much as I did.
Yeah.
There's what?
There's a
Sorry?
lot to read. There's a lot.
There's an awful lot.
I think it's all about the deliverables and what's included in, like, you know, the package that we pay for versus what's the deliverables after their grant possible funding, you know.
I was trying to look
Seeing
for some
about-
already out there so I could see how.
Yeah,
the
sure.
money-
It's not rocket
It goes
science,
down.
it's
No.
just summaries.
Big report.
That's one
And it's a
thing
template.
about
They all-
CMRPC.
Yeah, exactly,
is
it's
they
a
will-
template.
They all have a template, and they fill in the blanks. So they have it's pretty much it is the truth. Like,
Mm.
every consultant does that. I make fun of consultants all the time because really you just fill in the blanks and then you pay them $1 million and that's what you get. It's just help.
Right.
Does anybody have something that they favored or, I absolutely ruled, the Dodson out. I just thought they had too many weaknesses.
Yeah, based on the summary,
They seem
I
like,
thought the same thing.
I think that they would probably make a very pretty master plan, but I just don't think they have the experience. Like, I think it'll be, and they have a higher fees schedule and stuff too, but I think they're limited in their regulatory knowledge, their zoning knowledge. I think they really talked up their ability to design things, but we don't just need pretty pictures.
That's right.
We need people who kind of understand how it all works. So.
Yeah, and understand that the economy. You may say you want retail, but when you drive from here to Worcester and you see a dozen empty retail stores, you kind of have to say, it would be nice, but realistically, will we entice them? So
We're not-
people
I
have
mean-
to understand the
Yeah.
economy drives a lot.
And, you know, like you think, like, so Amazon should have brought in restaurants, but in reality, they have food there, right? Don't they have food up there?
I'm sure they have a
Like a cafeteria.
Cafeteria,
So,
yeah.
so it's not like, you just know this stuff, like they haven't drawn, I mean, what's the
No.
need, what's getting thrown around is, we need housing now, we need big apartment buildings, and that's not really
Yeah.
but, so that's my opinion. I think that I have a whole bunch of questions for the other two.
Mhm.
Like I did
Can they
not.
come in? I think that was thrown
Which-
around, that
Which one are you
interview.
looking
So I don't want. I think that.
at? That's
I don't
from
think
the
that they
application.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a nice proposal. I just don't think that they have as much experience as those two. And I liked Barrett. I'm based, without me asking all the detailed questions, I have a lot of questions. I actually cut them down, like I have a lot. Everything I highlighted, I had a question on, and there's a lot. So, anyways, I just liked. They both have tons of experience. I know CMRPC has more like local things, but if that's the stipulation, then they'll always win everything because they do a lot in Central Mass, and people like to use their credits for them to do things, so they always do projects. I don't think they'll do a bad job. I just if you go and you look at other towns' master plans, I think that Barrett's are better. I like the end product better.
Yeah.
So it's just, again, absolute opinion, and without me asking detailed questions.
Yeah, write a few down and shoot them over to Barrett.
Well, I guess we
Through the
can
board,
have
even.
them come and do an interview.
Yeah, maybe they
We
can-
Yeah,
have them
or
see
they
us.
can
We can invite them
defend
over.
their application.
Yeah, it's good we're early enough, because will
Yeah.
this get voted in town? Do you have to vote this
We
in
already
town
have money.
meeting?
We already have.
Yeah.
We already have 50,000.
We have the
So
money.
we can
To
start
get
spending.
started, yeah.
Oh, good, okay, that's right.
So it's on
Do we
our
vote
timeline.
to accept it, or is it just another tool in our toolbox to lead?
I think it's just on
I
the
think
budget.
it's
It's
automatic, right?
Yep. Yeah, we can
Yeah,
just do it.
you're talking about with the math town?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nobody
I
has to
mean,
vote,
that's right.
because everybody.
Not-
Well, no, we voted at town meeting that they accept the math. The math plan, the bylaws are like real laws where you gotta follow the rules. The master plan is more, to give you guidance on where you wanna see the town
The
moving
tool
forward.
more
Tool,
versus
yeah.
a lot.
Okay.
Right. So I spoke a lot. What did everybody else think about this?
They came in first with me. I think only because CMRPC does everything, and I was a little concerned. You get a little sour over the years with some things that happen, so without going into the weeds, I thought it'd be nice to have a fresh look. They'll be there for us to help in other ways, but might be nice to see somebody from outside this area.
So, like I did do like the whole strengths and weaknesses because
You're good.
So like all the strengths are for like Barrett. I have like extensive experience with like rural suburban master plans, federal regulatory zoning expertise. Again, if you look at the master plans they produce, you can see this. Like it absolutely.
Like no intern did it as
You
a
can
senior
see
year
it.
project
and
at
it's
WPI, which
um,
happens.
they like the strategies that they kind of have in their plans
Mhm.
is I just less generic. Does that make sense?
Is that your copy that you wrote out?
Yeah, just
Can you share that with us? Do you feel
I don't
comfortable?
know if I can have. We can make copies, a photocopy, right?
Just so it
Um,
gives us some.
And then I thought, like with CMRPC, their strong point is the regional data access, but that's public information. Anybody can get that, right?
That's right.
Um,
GIS
the,
and all that.
The integration, familiarity with like Charlton and the similar communities because they work around here, and because they're a public agency, they might be more cost effective. But I wasn't we don't know until we look more at that,
Mhm.
at the finance
Right.
piece. And as long as they're close enough, you don't have to choose the cheapest. Like you could choose as long as it's not like some weird huge gap, right? Weaknesses, and I'm not sure if it's actually a weakness. Modest firm size may limit capacity. The design people dodge compared to like Dodson's visuals. They're not as like high tech, but
We don't need pictures.
they do have, compared to CMRPC, they have a limited in-house, like the GIS and all those fancy tech tools that CMRPC has. But again, they can get that data. They produce a good product, so however they get it.
Like you said, it's public record.
And then CMRPC, again, it was really, approach, it's very standardized, like they're less nimble. I feel they're less creative, again, opinion. So, I don't know. I thought that they might be slower and Barrett might be faster because smaller places tend to be faster because they kind of get a project done. When you're big, you have a lot more projects. Again, that's just kind of a guess. And I thought that both of them, if we chose either, I don't think we really could go wrong. But I just was more impressed with the final result that came from Barrett. Maybe we can pull some of their master
I would like to
plans
see
and
some.
and see it. But you can go
So-
on open, they're public information. You can
With
go on them.
CMRPC being a government agency, I'm already mad at the government for forcing us, taking away our local control. So here we have a government group going to take over our master plan. It just would be nice not to have that government
And I feel it's
tie
I feel
right
some-
now. It just seems like they're shoving things down our
I
throat.
feel like, and I feel very comfortable
Sorry,
with
CMRPC.
because I used to go to a lot of their meetings, and Janet Pierce, who's been there for a million years, so like she was there like 20 years ago when I used to go to these meetings, and it's funny, she came up to me and she was like, "How do you like that new Rotary in Charlton?"
Oh my
And I went, "It's terrible." She's like, "What? It's gonna save lives?" And I was like, "It's terrible." It's like it's like I can just see trailers like flipping over on that thing. So it's that's kind of impressive that she knows our town and she could say that. But
She doesn't see it if that's the reaction she has to that Rotary, then she's not seeing it.
but
Because I haven't heard that from a
pretty
single
rose
person.
Yeah.
but
It'll be
so
around.
anyways, again, those are my opinions, and
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
have
makes
see
sense.
if Dawn has the same. He did send us
He sent that, AI kind of
like an
summary.
assessment.
Yeah, excellent. So yeah, let's table it, but I'd suggest we can, I like the idea, maybe bring them in and just they can make a quick presentation or something, even remotely.
I'll come up with
possible.
five questions
Yeah.
each. Five.
5.
Oh, you 3 maybe. I'll pick up the 3.
10 is good.
It's like,
That's good.
no, I have a lot.
That's fine.
We'll come down.
Any other discussion on it?
I mean, we could always do a Zoom too, if we want
Yeah,
to
right.
do it that way.
Yeah,
you
if
know.
they want to remotely
That's what
present.
just notice me,
Yeah.
it was Zoom,
Yeah, I like it.
so.
All right, otherwise, we'll just table this until next meeting, October 15th. The other bit on the agenda is maybe to review our previous minutes from September 17th. Then we can cover any other business, any new business, and then we can conclude. So if we could all just review, find the September 17th that Jane put a copy in front of us for. motion?
They look good to me. I make a motion we accept the September 17th, 2025 minutes.
Second?
Excellent. Motion and second. Any discussion? Or else a vote on approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. That passes. Any other business? Any other updates?
Our attorney, Chris, or partner Johnson Silverstein will be at our next meeting, along with Mike Andrade, specifically discuss 35 North Main Street, as well as the whole decommissioning bond process moving forward, so that we can hopefully get it ready so that it'd be ready to put on the annual town meeting. Great.
Okay.
So, I'm just curious why we have an attorney for the villages. What's up with, I know they don't have sewer as of now, so
Who's that?
the villages, they haven't approached water sewer for sewer, so the time we spend on that, they're gonna need to have an on-site system or maybe a pre-treatment system. So do we approve it before that? I'm
Well, I
just
mean,
confused.
typically, we don't require somebody to get approval from the Water and Sewer Commission. Like Cleve Blair, he said, oh yeah, I'll get approval, so and they turned him down. Said, no,
Right.
you can't get paid.
But this directly affects how many units are there, and we spend an awful lot of time talking about parking and number of units, that because of the big wetland area, it's kind of like,
Yeah. I think the other.
Yeah, I mean, the town, there's a fine line for the town to walk on too, just as we say, oh, you gotta put in well and septic. If you're in a water and sewer area, you're supposed to connect. And if we turn around and say, well, we don't have the capacity, so you can't connect.
well, we wouldn't say that, but
No, as a town, but,
Right.
and then the whole rest of the property is environmentally constrained. We just made their property worthless as a town, the water, so honestly don't think that the Water and Sewer Commission is going to be able to turn down their application.
I think the other point.
I mean,
is
they
that
have,
for-
They
they
can
have
if there's not
capacity
enough
right now,
Yeah.
is that they have,
Maybe it's a timing.
yeah.
other people that were, they paid the betterment fees and everything, but they never actually get the water and or sewer run to their property, so.
Okay, I was just curious why we're,
And, I know the sewer department right now has been working on trying to figure out how to expand the sewer plant. Where they're off of Route 20 there, which is actually behind where that
Right.
29 Southwest Road is Katy Brook runs through there.
yeah.
And unless you want to put a bridge across Katy Brook, that backland is useless, for
But
development.
the discharge is maxed out for Katy Brook, so it's a matter of updating the equipment to
Yeah, they would have
discharge
to use
better.
more water
Yeah.
equipment so there's less
Yeah,
discharge.
okay.
So they bring their lawyer, so that's kind of why we
Oh,
want.
they brought,
They keep on bringing their,
Oh.
so it's just,
Yeah.
and I don't have a problem. I think it's gonna be so much better having something there. It's kind of a, like, I think it's like, sort of like a place where people dump their trash. It's like, so, but we gotta make it safe, right? So that balance of, do we say, oh, just build it, we'll deal with the fact that, if there's a major emergency and people are parked on the road, the ambulance might be able to save that person's life, or that we might not be able to put the fire out for the house down there because people are parking in the wrong spots. Like it's just there needs to be sidewalks throughout that. It's like a subdivision,
Yeah.
right? It needs
Right.
there needs to be sidewalks on the inside. There needs to be they need to be in regulation with the and we have the discretion to say, you need
More parking.
more
Yeah.
parking, you need that, you.
Well, it works
Okay.
over in
So they might sue us
Shrewsbury,
over
but
parking
you know,
things.
that's the,
Yes, okay.
you know, we even have restrictions on driveway, common driveway to two houses, so having it for a complete street with all those units on it is not an unreasonable request.
The other thing is, I was reviewing the plans the other day, just, I think we're losing, you know, the forest through the trees of parking and stuff. Like, all of this property is basically within the 100-foot buffer of wetlands.
Yes.
Every single unit except 3 are in the buffer of wetlands on this property.
And they think they're gonna get a waiver for that?
Right, like that
Well,
is step
conservation
number one.
allows stuff in the buffer zone.
You can't allow
Batteries.
Is
it.
that, is that
Buffer.
much?
You can't allow it, but every other town, like even just adding a deck on a property near Glen
wouldn't be
Echo
able to-
Lake is a whole hearing just for that,
True.
if you're getting
Yeah.
into encroaching the buffer zone. So this is like, all of the units are basically in the buffer
So
zone
it's not
of
just one
wetlands.
little deck?
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Wow.
So I mean,
It's-
it's beyond just, you know,
So-
water, sewer and all.
so
We
it's
don't have to
pieces.
approve this, it just for precedence wise, it's a bad precedent to
And
allow
I,
such.
and I know, and I understand they wanna make as much money as possible, like, I understand all that, but at the end of the day, I don't care, I just want our residents and our,
Mhm.
what we approve to be
Future
safe.
residents, yeah.
On a good
Right.
lot. Yeah.
On, you know, so,
Right.
so would it be bad, they need half, what they did do is
Right.
cut the whole thing in half, and then it might
Yeah,
work,
yeah.
so.
All right,
But anyways.
good, excellent, thank you for that. Any other
Thank you.
business?
I
Otherwise-
asked if that, what do you call it, site suitability assessment for clean energy infrastructure be passed out. So to save people the hours of going through the various sections of that new law, there's so much in it, and we were hoping that because we already have so much solar, batteries, LNG, Millennium, that we might be able to push the fact that cumulative analysis, cumulative impacts in town because of all the energy, all the spills, everything we've gone through, that we could appeal to the Energy Facility Siting Board under the cumulative impacts or burdened town. So I dove in, and you have to be an environmental justice community to qualify under claiming burdened or cumulative impact. And environmental justice is some criteria that we don't fit. We have one tiny area in town, and 200 towns have tiny little areas out of 351.
What does that mean?
Environmental justice is income-based. You're below a certain percent
Oh,
of
okay.
income, non-English speaking.
I thought
So
it was
we
like
have
from Windows
no-
Energy or
We have no rights being just an average
middle class.
middle-class town that happens to provide an exorbitant amount of energy for the rest of the region through Millennium and LNG. Not even mentioning the 65 megawatts of green energy. So we're completely I don't know the verbiage for it. We supply more than twice the green energy and possibly even 3 times for our 4,500 residents. So we should be able to just say, hey, slow down, let other towns catch up. So not like the opt-out letter that we sent. So instead of getting bogged down in all the different things that make you feel good, they're gonna look at the BioCorp map. They're gonna look at endangered species. I dove into that. They have not mapped large forested areas owned by private citizens.
Well,
So we're underrepresented on a BioCorp map. So,
that might
sorry.
be something to add into our master plan about that. The first choices should be, open areas such as landfills, things like that.
yeah, and
It'll be more limiting for an applicant.
well, with this new
Yeah.
bylaw,
Yeah.
if they just hit that giant amount, they just
Yeah.
bypass us. So I think the easiest thing we could do is have the verbiage changed, which I'm going to go sit on the hearing. It's next week. and request a change in the verbiage for overburdened community to be updated by removing the environmental justice requirement, or, because that discriminates really against the middle-class towns, we can add a positive energy community, which we have already hit.
Yeah.
So we need some help.
That might be something to get.
That's a great idea.
That's the one word we can ask during.
PRC's help with, because they have that loose affiliation with the state.
And the database maybe of other towns.
And we
They
have
don't-
ours.
Right.
They don't track by town. I tried that. Can you imagine?
CMRPC specifically doesn't?
No,
or
the state,
State doesn't.
for solar and renewable.
Yeah.
But I dove in, and there's some interesting things we could do. But the number one thing is to read that packet. If you're going to read anything, just read that one, because I don't think site suitability goes right out the window. It's a point system, so they add and subtract, which I think I mentioned 6 years ago. We don't have a
Can you
chance.
highlight the important parts, because I think I'm read out
Yeah.
after reading these.
Um,
So,
Well,
I
the
can read it anymore.
hearing, if anyone wants, it's October 9th at noon. They go over it with a slideshow. You can submit questions, and then you can submit in writing. And they will listen to it, because all they're doing right now is they're putting together the toolbox for these 9 people, and they are paid per diem to sit on this committee, and they can also assign anyone they want, anybody to take their place if they can't make a meeting. So those 9 people that have very little ties to Central Mass, one of them is the AFL-CIO guy. There is an environmental person that they haven't found yet.
I think that should be you. Why don't you volunteer?
But it's kind of funny, the Department of Public Utilities, they all live inside of 128. Only one person is in a town where there's 3 solar fields, and that's down on the south shore, Dartmouth. So I'm like, these people, they may be wonderful, but are they looking out for us, or are they are given this criteria, and when it comes before them, that's all they're going to do is look at the
And
criteria.
it's skewed, right? If the criteria isn't.
So that's why I think that one line item, just like we asked in the Dover Amendment, if we could reasonably regulate solar. Remember it said no one can unreasonably regulate solar? There were numerous bills where we merely asked for it to say,
Yeah.
but you can reasonably.
Yeah, the
So
inverse of that.
If we
I'm gonna
can,
doubt it. I mean,
if we can just get,
it is the governor's. The
That
governor ran
definition.
on that, and there's an election next year, and she wants 0 carbon. And
That's
I
right.
doubt that. I doubt that anything. Although, on the other side of that, if you have every single person in town write a letter to her and say, our town is hurting because of this. Can you change it? We won't be able to vote for you unless you change it. Like, but I'm saying like every single resident, like every single voter, give them a letter and have them send it. Like it's only very political. Like I doubt that.
Yeah.
It's.
so, but if you can change that verbiage in that citing manual that they're using, just by saying, for those towns that are saturated already at, 0.
Burdened areas.
Yeah, so, but we can't even contest the cumulative impacts because we're not,
Can you
Poor.
before that event?
not fair.
Can you send in your comments?
You can
before?
right now, they've opened it up.
Because you would. I mean, obviously you should. Like, like.
I did it 5 times on the other ones online.
Because you clearly understand this.
And
stuff,
they
like
did,
just-
they did change because there was some discrepancies between AC and DC, and it says they should be in DC. Because I said it sounds like it's a little problem, but for a small town, we need continuity through everything. And then there's community impact thing. There's so much in it, but people are just gonna go, oh, state's doing it, there's nothing we can do. But we've done our part. It's kind of shocking when you see, I'm doing a list of all the energy that we provide. The LNG plant, 6,000 megawatt hours. That's how much that plant produces. So we're giving the state that. And we're not getting any benefit as far as being able to use it. It's considered fossil fuel. Millennium Power, that's 5 megawatts or 6 megawatts, and then 65 megawatts on green energy. And some towns have nothing. So it's just, I think we've been overburdened.
I wonder if CMRPC is collecting solar energy across towns, you know? No one really, otherwise you'd have to look town by town.
We have hours. We just got an email saying that you have earned this many hours.
Oh, you meant for the hours for that.
So they,
Yeah.
we could
Megawatts.
You're talking-
potentially
you can
ask
ask
them to use some of our hours to do that research.
I've gone to
And
the
to
ICE
help
in
with
New
the
England,
wording
and
as
it's
well.
really hard to find it because
Yeah.
they say Sturbridge Road Solar. It doesn't say
Yeah,
Charlton,
yeah, it's hard,
Yeah.
I know.
or they have pretty names like it started out as Lunar Meadows.
I mean, is that something we need? Is that can we ask them if that's something that they can do? Or like I said, every time anybody in this town goes to something like that, we earn time.
Yeah.
So I said we just got an email that says you guys have this much time. Is it something? Can we
hours.
ask them to see what it would
Right.
like what it would cost for them to just do an assessment that would help us sort of provide that information to the
Would
state,
help
right?
every Worcester County community, yeah,
Or
all of them.
reach out to a bunch of different towns and say, can we put our hours together
Right,
and create
right.
this project?
Oh, that would be a good
I
Ask
mean,
idea.
CMRPC to just make the table of all the Worcester County towns.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know. Like Jane, is that what we do? I mean, like, can we do that?
Can we
And-
task
Yes,
them?
you can.
I mean, do you have to reach out to other towns first? Can you kind of say, I'm thinking this. Can you do it before?
It's a lot of cross-referencing it because that's what I've been doing on my spreadsheet.
Right.
Because we've been some are AC and some are DC.
Yeah, no, it's a,
So we
that's
gain
what I mean.
20%.
Like, can you go?
Yeah.
So
So is it okay to ask these guys to like
Yeah.
Randy and Jane to actually talk to Andrew and see if this is something we can do? I think it'll benefit.
I think it will help all departments too, because then when the bonds come up for renegotiating, we have a true nameplate capacity in DC.
And, you know, this is one of those issues where, as somebody who grew up in eastern Massachusetts, we did not pay attention to stuff that was going on out here. There was a whole bunch of land and, you know, a few farms and
Right,
stuff,
right.
and we paid attention to Beacon
Yeah.
Hill.
Right, of course.
And there was a
I'm
thing on
embarrassed to say so.
Yeah, yeah.
fragmentation. All our forests have been fragmented because we have so much
Yeah.
like this.
We don't have unified voice in very many things, so this is something that we can probably have a unified voice in, but it's new, as you just mentioned.
Right.
It's new to all the parties involved, even those who can speak with a firm voice and act as if they know what they're talking about. It's new because a lot of it just hasn't happened yet.
I think there's only like 2 towns that are like us, so they can still get their goal,
Yeah.
and it's very subtly in there, so we can push back.
That would be good. like
Because
the
they don't know,
CMRPC
these people do not have an awareness of what we're dealing with here.
CMRPC request should be all the towns, not just ours, just
Yeah.
so for comparison purposes specifically.
And that's why we can, say maybe if Andrew's good with it, we can like
Task
say,
them,
you guys, we all have this hours collectively.
Right.
Let's create this database, and so we can
yeah. Right, yeah.
Just
use
Why
Use
it.
just start with us, because it's
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
it's a huge
Yeah.
job.
Glad you mentioned, I was thinking that same thing when I got that communication.
Yeah, that's true.
This is the thing that we need.
You ask CMRPC to do this, and then they'll send a letter back saying, okay, fill out this table with all of your.
And I already have it.
And they'll like send it back
I have
on
a
us.
couple that are missing, but I'm trying to cross-reference.
For
Excellent.
some reason, Charlton already has a table now. Like,
Yeah.
it's like-
Yeah.
And they may even be surprised to find out how much it's, I mean, this is.
Right, right. Until
This
it's
is not
in
common
paper, no
knowledge.
one knows.
What
Yeah.
Lori's put together is not common knowledge.
Yeah, and I actually said in the DPU hearing, I said, out here in Charlton, we're waving the white flag out here. And it
Yeah.
was they had the little court set up. And I said,
Nice.
we'd like to see more inside of 128, because if batteries are as safe as you say, there should be no reason why
They can't be close.
the energy shouldn't stay
Yeah.
in the area that uses it, so we can stay rural.
Right.
Yeah, and
We
that-
moved out
you know,
here.
one of the things, like you said, inside 28,
It's
one of the
greener that
reasons I always hear about, like, why you pick Charlton, because we have three-phase power out here, but probably just about anywhere inside 128 has three-phase
That's right.
power.
They just
So
make
they
more
can't
money,
use,
yeah.
you know, shoot some lights every here and there, you know.
Excellent. Well, thanks for getting this infrastructure. more
Yeah,
in
so we
front of
don't
us.
have
I
much
appreciate
time.
that.
That's
Yeah.
why I wanted it.
Yeah, yeah, excellent.
And you'll see the date that you can send a letter in, and you can just
Yeah.
ask questions or just say, look,
Is there a pointer in this doc here?
all 351 cities and towns should have to host, not just Charlton,
Yeah.
for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I can send
Is
something.
this something that we've talked to our state reps on, like state reps and our senator and all
We
that?
sent them the letter that said we should be able to opt out. Do you remember that? We sent it to Marcy and Durant saying Charlton has had an unusual
What,
amount.
Fatman too?
I don't know.
Because Fatman's on this side of
Remember we-
Charlton, Durant's on that side of
Oh,
Charlton.
that's right. So we sent it out saying that communities that produce more than twice that they need should be able to opt out of the new law.
Right, whatever. Right.
Remember that law? And then I said it in front of the selectmen a few months back. Pushback, just like the MBTA communities did.
Mhm.
So,
Excellent. Anything else? Any other topics?
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Thank you.
I second it.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
I.
Meeting
8:08.
adjourned, 8:08.
Wow.